Hello everyone, this is ARG and we have some baseball today. Um, so we're going to be playing against a team that we just played against not too long ago, the St. Louis Cardinals, except this time we're going to be playing at home against them. It's going to be a 4-game series. By now, if you've been watching me for a little bit, you kind of know the drill. If it's during the week, which it is, I tend to split 4-game series into 2 streams of 2 games because 4 games is a little too long. The Braves won the World Series last night, so they finally clinched it. Last time I came live, they had let Houston come back in the series, but this time they clinched the World Series, which to me, the Braves, because of the time that I grew up at watching baseball and everything, they were in the same division as the Expos, of course. So I always think of the Braves as a very successful team because of that. It was pretty hard to beat that starting rotation back in the 90s. I think a lot of baseball fans are going to agree with me on that one. So with that being said, we have the Cards on the menu. Now the Cards are 5-5. 2 of those losses were against us. So it is only April 13th in the season, and we are now officially already going to do better against St. Louis than we did all last season, where I won a whopping 1 game against them for the entire season. So we already have 2 of those. So today that's going to be a southpaw duel. Looks like we have quite a few of those to start this season. Tom Browning is going to be on the mound for the Cards. We're going to go with Carlos Perez. Now Tom Browning, I believe he got his loss against us, unless I am mistaken. I do remember facing him. So let's take a look, see if St. Louis has injuries, not just Donovan Osborne still. So last time we played against the Cards, he was out. He is still out. We're not going to be facing him. Other than that, they are healthy. We are fully healthy. Not even a torn fingernail or a blister on a finger, nothing. Alright, so we're going to be playing 2 games today. And I think I'm ready to do this. So let's play ball. Alright, so, that's also our home opener. So we started the season on the road. We had 3 series on the road. Now we're moving at home. That's going to be the first game at home. Hopefully we can win for our fans, all 73 of them. Alright, so the Cards are going to go with Cliff Floyd, Bernard Gilkey, Ray Langford, Chris Sabo, Robbie Thompson, Don Mattingly, Reggie Sanders playing shortstop, and Benito Santiago. So Sanders playing shortstop is kind of new against the Cards, probably just as a sub. Usually I believe they have Rich Aurelia playing shortstop, so maybe he needs a day off. Alright, so I'm going to keep this lineup. We've had some middling success with it, but it is a capable lineup. As we've seen, we've been able to score runs. Usually it's the pitching that's killing us. All right, so of course, play ball and go Expos, woohoo, says like 14-year-old me in the stands with, you know, a hot dog and mustard like on the side of my mouth. All right, I need to change the view, as we already know. That's the view I like. Now, you're always welcome if there's a view that you prefer and everything. You're always welcome to ask. If I truly hate it, I won't keep it, but I aim to please, always. Right, I believe we're going to be okay. Alright, so Cliff Floyd facing off Carlos Perez for the start of the game. 2-2 to him. So Carlos pitched pretty well in his first start. Oh, I don't like that. Alright, so that was a grounder to first, and he's out. Let's change this. I think I know why. I was too focused on... Let's try this. Was to focus on my talking. English being my second language, when I focus on other things, and if I focus on talking, then it's harder to focus on other things and everything. Alright, Bernard Gilkey with 1 out, 0 into him. Grounds it to short. Oh, I don't hate that. Alright, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. It's giving me outs, so maybe that's why I like it. Ray Langford now with 2 outs, 2 into him. Struck out swinging, and that's out number 3. We are going to go into the bottom of the first. It is still nothing. Alright, Tom Browning here facing Delino the Shields, leading off for us. 0-1 to Delino. Delino. Ho, ho. Sadly, unless you're French Canadian and around my age, you're probably not gonna get the reference. Alright, and it's a grounder to first. John Kruk is next, 1 and 2 to him. Oh, that's a little pop fly, and Reggie Sanders is there, and he catches it for out number 2. Alright, so we did not get the ball out of the infield. Kirby Puckett is next, 1 and 2. Come on, Kirby. That's a base hit to center. Kirby Puckett is on fire. Hopefully his Puckets are not on fire. That would be a little awkward. Charles Johnson is next, 2 outs, runner on first, 1 and 2. Oh, struck out looking. Alright, Chris Sabo is going to be the next batter for the Cards, leading off the second inning. 1-0 to him. Grounds it to short. Throws out to first for out number 1. Robbie Thompson is next, 1-0 to him. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. That brings up Don Mattingly. He was an Expo for a very short time in my universe. Not in real life, but in my universe we had signed him prior to the season. No count. That's a base hit to center. Now, Don Mattingly was a very effective contact hitter back in the day when he was playing. And he just proved it here with a base hit to center. Reggie Sanders is going to be next here. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1 and 2. Struck out looking. That's their turn to have that happen to them. Wow, so almost identical, right? I had a single to center, then Charles Johnson struck out looking, then they had a base hit to center, and then Reggie Sanders struck out looking. That looks suspicious. All right, Reuben Rivera is going to be the next batter. 3-1 to him. And that's a base hit to right. All right, so that is a single for Reuben Rivera. And we have a runner on first with nobody out for Kent Terbek. No count to him. Oh, he tried to bunt. Wow, Kent Terbek tried to bunt. I need for you to try to catapult that over the fence, man. 1 and 2. That's a base hit to right. That's not over the fence, but I'll take it. I will take it. All right, on the play, Rivera gets to third base. So now we have runners on first and third with nobody out. This is a pretty good scoring opportunity for us. Jeff King is going to be the next batter. No count. It's it to right, pretty much right at Gilkey. The runner goes, and Rivera is safe. That is 1-0 for the Expos. Yay! There's 1 out now. Runner on first. Walt Weiss is going to be the next batter. 1-0 to him. Oh, that's a pass ball. It is a pass ball. I got it right. It's the first time. Circle the date on the calendar. Woo! All right, Walt Weiss now with a full count, and he struck out swinging. So now with 2 outs, we have Carlos Perez, the batter. No count to him. That's a base hit to center. Carlos Perez is a decent hitting pitcher, and that should score a run, and it does. All right, so single for Carlos Perez. That's an RBI for him as well, and now the Expos are up 2-0. And now Delino the Shields is next. So the lineup flips back to the top of the lineup, 0-1. And that's it to left for a base hit. It's going to fall right in front of Ray Langford. All right, so now we have 2 runners on, 2 outs. For John Kruk, a base hit should score a run, 2-0. And that's a base hit to left all the way almost to the fence. Alright, that's going to be a double for Croc. Oh. And we scored 2 runs, so that's a double, and John Croc extended that to third base. That scored 2 runs. We are now up 4-0. Man, I'm in the stands and I'm dying there. I want to go for a second hot dog, but you know, we're scoring runs, so I can't do it. All right, Kirby Puckett is next. 2-0. That's it to right, and that's out of here. Opposite field home run for Kirby Puckett. That's a 2-run blast. The Expos are up 6-0. Oh yeah. And they're keeping Tom Browning on the mound. So now Charles Johnson is next. Of course, the bases are empty now. There's 2 outs. 2-2 to Charles. And he struck out swinging for out number 3. The Expos put a crooked number on the board, too, and it is now 6-0 going into the top of the 3rd. Right, Benito Santiago is going to be the first batter. No count. That's it to center. Kirby Puckett is after it. He's under it, catches it for out number 1. Tom Browning is next. They're keeping Browning in. Full count. Oh, struck out looking. Alright, now that brings up Cliff Floyd, former Montreal Expo, 0-1. Oh, that was cut by Carlos Perez. That was a liner cut by the pitcher. And that's the end of the inning. And we are going into the top of the bottom of the 3rd. Reuben Rivera is going to be the first batter for us. 0-1. That's a base hit to left, and it's going to be extra bases all the way into the corner, and that's going to be a double for Reuben Rivera. And they might want to pull Tom Browning, and they did. See, my computer listens to me. Alrighty, so Dan Miceli comes in as a reliever. We have a runner in scoring position. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Kent Terbek is going to be the batter. 1-2 to him. Come on, Kent. Grounds it to second. And he is out at first on the play. Rivera makes it to third base. Jeff King is next. 2-0. That's it to right. Not very deep. Oh, Rivera goes nonetheless, and he's safe. That's a sac fly for Jeff King. There's 2 outs, but we score a run. It is now 7-0 for the Expos. Walt Weiss is next. 1-2 to him. That's a base hit to center. Wow. All right. So the inning is still alive after a 2-out base hit by Walt Weiss, and now Carlos Perez is the batter. 2-1. It's it to center, and he's out. Cliff Floyd got under it and caught the ball. That's the 3rd out. Top of the 4th now. Bernard Gilkey is going to be the first batter. 1-2, and that's going to be extra bases. Extra bases. AFJ. Yep, I kind of agree with you. I said something about the Braves winning the World Series at the start of the video. But yeah, I was kind of cheering for the Braves. I think most people not from Houston were, for the reasons that we know. Alright, so runner in scoring position, nobody out for Ray Langford, 1-2. And the strikeout. I don't know if he swung or not. The graphic kind of jammed there, but that's a strikeout. That's all that matters. Chris Sabo is next. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Oh yeah, Carlos Perez is in the zone. Robbie Thompson is next. And now the runner at second base didn't move. Still 2-1. Oh, that's a pass ball. No, it's a wild pitch. Well, I can't always get it right. I almost never do. Alright. 3-1. And he walks. Alright, so maybe some Some trouble here for Carlos Perez. Runners on first and third. 2 outs. Don Mattingly is the batter. 0-1. Grounds it to second. The Shields with the throw, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. I saw yesterday when I went to bed, FJ, that you were like logged into Out of the Park. So have you been playing some of your seasons? Is that what was going on? But it said that you had been playing for like 22 hours or something. I doubt that you had a 24-hour shift playing the game. I think you just had it open in the background. Look at that. It's like you read my mind. Stop scaring me, man. I think going... it happens. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. Alright, the Shields is now the batter for us. Bottom of the 4th. 0-1. We are up 7 runs. And the Shields grounds out to first for out number 1. John Kruk is next. No count to him. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 2. Oh, well, that's the challenging part. That's where it should start to get fun. Kirby Puckett is next. 2 outs. No count. Nobody on. Oh, I think that's going to be an infield single. And it is. Kirby Puckett is unretire. It's impossible to retire. To get out. Somebody told me that, asked me why I wasn't doing French streams. Maybe I should, because sometimes I get tongue-tied. Although I'm starting to lose my French, and that's a little sad. Right, Charles Johnson is next. Runner on first, 2 outs, 2-1. That's a base hit to center for Charles Johnson. Gonna fall right in front of Cliff Floyd. So now we have 2 runners on, 2 outs. Reuben Rivera is next. 3-1. And he walks. Oh, bases are juiced. There's 2 outs, though. Kent Terbek is the batter. Oh, 2-2. Come on, buddy. That's a grounder to third. They get the runner at second base, and that's the end of the inning on the fielder's choice. We are still up 7-0, though. Oh. So you think it's unfair? I don't know if it's unfair. I mean, have you been steamrolling through the league for a while? Maybe it's their turn. Alright, Carlos Perez facing Reggie Sanders, top of the 5th, 1-1. Flies out to right. And John Kruk catches the ball for out number 1. Benito Santiago is next, no count to him. Flies to right, and it's out for out number 2. And now Dan Miceli is gonna bat. The reliever, no count, grounds it to show. Oh, that's gonna be an error on Walt Weiss. Walt Weiss is fired. I'm not gonna fire him. I can't anyway, even if I wanted to. Right, Cliff Floyd is next. 2 outs, runner on first, 1-1. Grounds it to third. And then Floyd is thrown out at first for out number 3. So we gotta get out of that. That error didn't come back to haunt us. Going into the bottom of the 5th, Miceli is still on the mound, and we have Jeff King as the batter now. Full count to him. And he walks. Alright, now Steve Crawford is going to be the reliever for the Cards. Walt Weiss is the batter. Runner on first, nobody out. Full count to Walt Weiss. That's a base hit to center. Alright, and now we have 2 runners on, nobody out. Carlos Perez is the next batter. No count. Oh, he tries to bunt, but he misses. 0-2. And he bounded it foul, and that counts as a strikeout. That's a wasted out. So do you feel like your work with them is done, or are you wanting to move on to other things? Alright, so runners on first and second, 1 out. Delino the shields the batter, full count to him. That's it to right. Oh, what a catch by Bernard Gilkey. And that is out number 2. The runners have to retreat, and now John Krug bats with 2 outs, 2 on, 1-0 to him. That's a base hit to right. Might score a run. Are we going? We are. Oh no, we got nailed at home. That's out. All right. Well, then you might have some work to do. You might have to make a couple good trades or something. It's almost like Montreal right now, right? It feels like the contending window is kind of shutting down and everything. Kind of like the Canadians. All right. Carlos Perez facing Bernard Gilkey, top of the 6th, 2-1. Grounds it to short. That's a good throw by Wall twice, and that's out number 1. Ray Langford is next, so 1 to him. That's it to center for a base hit. Falls in front of Kirby Puckett. Alright, so 1 out, 1 on to Chris Sabo, full count. That's it really well. Right center, that's going all the way to the fence. Kirby Puckett is running as fast as he can. Let's go, little man. Alright, and that obviously scores a run. That was a double. So it is now 7-1 for the Expos. Robbie Thompson is next, 1 and 2. That's popped. And that's cut by Walt twice for out number 2. Don Mattingly is next, no count. Oh, that was a terrible pitch to swing at. Alright, and that is out number 3. Bottom of the 6th. Kirby Puckett is going to be the batter. Steve Crawford is on the mound. Kirby Puckett is already 3 for 3. 1-0 to him. And he pops it to second base. You're telling me that Kirby Puckett is not going 4 for 4? I think I'm going to bench him. Pretty disappointed here. Charles Johnson is next, 2-2. Struck out swinging. Reuben Rivera is next, 1-0. Oh, he got drilled. That holla hurt. I'm sure that it hurt. Terbek is next, 2 outs. Runner on first, no count. Oh, the runner goes, and he is cut down. So that's that. We are going into the top of the 7th. We are still up 7-1. Reggie Sanders leads off the 7th for the Cards here at Olympic Stadium, 0-2. Struck out swinging. Benito Santiago is next, 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Oh yeah. Dimitri Young comes in as a pinch hitter. No count. Oh, that's going to be extra base. It's right center again. Opposite field. That's a double for Dimitri Young. So 2 outs. Runner in scoring position for Cliff Floyd. 2-2. That's it to left. It's going to fall in front of Reuben Rivera. And it is now 7-2 for the Expos. Alright, 2 outs. Runner on first. Bernard Gilkey is next. 1-1. That's it to center. Kirby Puckett is after it. He catches it for out number 3. Alright, so the Cards are bringing in another reliever. It's going to be Roger Mcdowell, and we're going to have Terbek to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Okay. where are you at roster-wise? Like, are you out of good rookies or something? Is your team aging? Where are you at there? 3-1 to Terbek. Grounds it to short. Thrown out at first for out number 1. Jeff King is next. 0-1. That's a base hit to left. Alright, Jeff King gets on base. Your farm is barren. Oh. So that's what happened. So you sold the farm for a shot at a couple of championships. That's what you did. I see. Alright, runner on first. 1 out. Walt Weiss is the next batter. No count to him. Grounds it to the pitcher. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. I think I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter. We had 7 solid innings from Carlos Perez. Well, solid. Pretty good. I don't know that it's like crazy solid, but pretty good. Alright, so Mcdowell is a righty. So, of course, we're going to Luis Polonia. Who else? Well, maybe a rebuild is necessary. 1-0. That's a base hit to center that might score a run. And it does. It is now 8-2 for the Expos on the single by Luis Polonia that came in as a pinch hitter for Carlos Perez. Now the line of the Shields follows. Full count. Oh, that's a base hit, and that's going to be extra bases. That's a double for the Shields. Polonia stops at third on the play. Oh no, he scored. Sorry, it is 9-2. There you go. I'm scoring so many runs, I don't even want to talk about them anymore. Oh my. 38 years old, and he refuses to. He's in a lot better shape than me. And John Kruk struck out with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, and that ends the inning. It is still 9-2, however, because we added 2 runs to our lead going into the top of the 8th. Who do I go with here? I think I'm going to go with John Cerruti. Maybe try to get the last 2 innings out of him. If he is able. He has a little bit of stamina. He has a 65 stamina rating. Alright, so first batter that he faces is going to be Ray Langford, 1-0. And oh, what a diving catch by Kirby Puckett. Don't hurt yourself, man. I need you. You're a machine. Alright, Chris Sabo is next. Oh, that's a base hit to left. That was a weak hit, but it's a hit nonetheless. Oh wow, he carried you since he signed with you, and you haven't been able to like surround him better. Robbie Thompson is gonna be the next batter. Runner on first, 1 out. 0-2. Struck out swinging. There you go. Right, Don Mattingly is next with 2 outs now. No count to him. That's it. Weekly. And Walt Weiss is there. Catches it for out number 3. We're out of the 8th. Going into the bottom of the 8th. Roger Mcdowell is still on the mound for the Cards. Kirby Puckett is going to be the next batter. No count to him. That's it to left. And Langford is there, catches it for out number 1. Charles Johnson is next, 1-2. Oh, Mark Clark is now on the mound for the Cards. I missed that initially. It's always New York's fault. The damn Mets and my save are doing the same thing. Right, Reuben Rivera facing Mark Clark now with 2 outs, 3-0. And he walks, alright. So 2 out walk for Reuben Rivera. Now Terbek is next, 1-0. That's a... Nope, that's a liner cut by the first baseman. I thought it was going to go through. So that's the end of the inning. We are still up 7 runs. It is 9-2, top of the ninth. Last chance for the Cards. Reggie Sanders is the first batter to face John Cerruti. 3-1 to him. Flies it to left. Rivera is there. He catches it for out number 1. Benito Santiago is next, so 1-1 to him. Grounds it to second. The Shields with the throw, and that's out number 2. Brian Jordan is coming in as a pinch hitter. Gonna face Cerruti. 2 outs. Full count. And he walks. Alright, 2 out walk for Jordan. And now Cliff Floyd comes to bat. 3-1. That's a base hit to left. Oh god, all the way to the fence. It's gonna score a run. It's gonna be a triple for Cliff Floyd. It is now 9-3. Your version of Montreal hasn't been doing all too well. You mean with your fictional league, right? That's what we're still talking about. Right, Bernard Gilkey, runner on third, 2 outs, 1-1. Grounds it to second. Oh, and then the Shields boots it. Oh. Yeah, you're struggling a little bit. Is it because you have no money? Is it like considered a small market? Do you have no fans in the stands? Dang, I just can't get that last out. Come on, you can get Ray Langford out. So 2 outs, runner on first. It is now 9-4, 2-2. Rounds it to second. The Shields goes to second base, and that's the end of the game. We finally put an end to this nonsense. It is a 9-4 victory in Montreal, so we won our home opener for the season, and we have one more game here on the schedule. Let's take a look at what's going on in the league. So you don't have a lot of fans, but the ones that you have are rabidly faithful, kind of like the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay doesn't have a super big market, but their fans are pretty loyal, or at least they used to be. I haven't kept up with football in about 43 years. I have never quite followed football, but I didn't know that about football. Alright, Colorado is whitewashed by Andy Ashby. 1-0 win for the Phillies there, so Ashby pitching pretty well and getting a shutout. Alright, we're gonna sim the rest of today, see if there's any news. There's absolutely no news going on in the world of baseball. Well, I forget. Can you build a new stadium in out of the park baseball? Maybe you're at that point. Maybe you need to get more fans. Maybe you need to get more fans or something. Is that something you can do through the interface, or do you have to like go in commissioner mode and change it and make it sound like you're cheating? Alright, well, if you have the money, maybe you should explore that. Maybe if you make more money, you can sign better players. Or you can always go and rob a bank. Not a bank, just, you know, an old lady coming out of the bank. I don't like to mess with commissioner mode. It always makes me feel like I'm cheating, then I feel dirty, and I'm too lazy to shower or anything. Alright, so game 2 of the series is going to be against the Cards again, of course. We are hosting them. It's going to be another southpaw duel. So 2 lefties on the mound yet again. We're going to be facing David Cassidy. We're going to be going with Gabe White, who was really good in his first start of the season. So let's get going. We have the momentum. The fans have hot dogs. I don't know why I'm obsessed with hot dogs today. I do like a good stadium hot dog. I will admit that. Alright, so the cards are going to go with Cliff Floyd, Bernard Gilkey, Ray Langford, Chris Sabo, Robbie Thompson, Don Mattingly, Rich Aurelia, and Aldo Picorelli. Alright, I'm going to keep the exact same lineup. I don't want to mess up with the winning lineup too much unless I have to. We are going with that. Go Expos! Yay! We won yesterday. That means we're going to win today as well, right? Is your owner a cheap ass or... Hey, I know. Funny story. So, I've lived in the US for 17 years or something like that, right? And of course, when I first moved here, I couldn't work because of paperwork and everything. So, you know, we weren't very rich or anything like that. So it took a minute for us to go visit back home in Canada. So when we decided to go was the only time in I don't remember how long that the Canadian dollar was actually stronger than the American dollar. So while I was over there, I was actually losing money. Usually it's the opposite, right? I go there and it's like, oh my god, I have all of that money. I can do all of that because, you know, it's all... But yeah, not the first time I went. Alright, so Cliff Floyd leading off for the cards. Gabe White is on the mound. Go Expos! 1-0. Grounds it to first, and that's out number 1. Terbek takes it to the base himself. Bernard Gilkey is next, 1-1 to him. And that's a long fly ball to right, but John Kruk is right there at the track, and he catches it for out number 2. Ray Langford is next, 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Alright, the cards go down in order in the top of the first. The 9 of the Shields leads off against David Cassidy. I believe he won against us, if I am not mistaken. I remember him pitching pretty well against us. 2-2 to the Shields. And he struck out swinging. John Kruk is next, 0-1. That's it to center. Cliff Lloyd after it all the way to the track. He catches it for out number 2. Kirby Puckett is next. He's on fire. 2-2 to him. And that's a weak pop fly to second base. That's cut by Thompson, and that's the end of the inning. We also go down in order in inning number 1. We are going into the top of the second here at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Still scoreless. Alright, Chris Sabo leads off the second for the cards. No count to him. That's it weakly in foul territory, and that's cut by Terbek for out number 1. Robbie Thompson is next, 2-1 to him. Oh, he's trying to bunt himself on, and that works. That's an infield hit. Alright. So runner on first, 1 out. Don Mattingly is the batter. No count to him. Oh, that's it pretty well all the way to the fence in left center. Kirby Puckett after it. Alright, and that's going to be a double for Don Mattingly. That scores a run. The Cards take the lead in this game. It is now 1-0 for St. Louis. What position does he play? Alright, Rich Aurelia is next. Runner on second base, 1 out. Full count. Grounds it to third. Is his defense pretty good? Nah, it's not. But if his defense is pretty good, you might be able to move him to center field or something. If not, you can give him the, at 31 years old, I'm moving you to first base treatment. Alright, 2 outs now, runner in scoring position for Aldo Picorilli. 0-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 3. The Cards do score a run. They are now up 1-0. Right, Charles Johnson facing David Cassidy here in inning number 2. Full count. Oh, that's a base hit, and that's going to be extra base hit all the way in the corner and left. Johnson slides at second base. That's a double for the catcher. All right, runner in scoring position for Reuben Rivera. 3-1 to him. And he walks. Rivera has been walking quite a bit to start the season. He's been struggling to get hits, but he sometimes gets on base with walks. So I will allow it. You might want to use the next spring training to start giving him innings at center field and see if he develops enough to not hurt you there. And then you can always get somebody else in left field with a decent bat that's maybe not, you know, the reincarnation of Ricky Anderson or something. Right, Ken Terbek is not a batter. Runners on first and second, nobody out. All right, prime opportunity here. No count to Ken Terbek. That's it to left. That should be caught by Ray Langford, who's after it. He catches it for out number 1. All right, 2 ons, 1 out. Jeff King is the batter now. 0-1. Grounds it to short. That's a double play. Jeff King and his gracious mustache. It in a double play. Going into the top of the third, it is still 1-0 St. Louis. David Cassidy leads the third for the Cards. Gabe White, of course, still on the mound for me. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Well, the way that I usually look at it is when I have a position of strength, I try to trade from it to try to cover something else that I'm not all that great at. Sounds to me maybe you don't have really good pitching, so you might want to see if you can sacrifice a player for some pitching. Cliff Floyd with 1 out, 2-1. That's a base hit to left, and that's going to be extra bases. It went all the way to the fence, and Cliff Floyd has a double. Alright, so runner in scoring position. 1 out, Bernard Gilkey is next, 1-2. Grounds it to third. The throw by Jeff King, and that's out number 2. The runner doesn't move, so now there's 2 outs. Runner on second base for Ray Langford, 0-1. Grounds it to second. Delino with the throw, and that's out number 3. Alright, we need a beginning now. Alright, David Walt Weiss is the first one to bat in inning number 3. 3-1 to him. And he walks. So how is it that you're always having losing seasons if you're like... So it seems to me like you're pretty strong everywhere, but you have losing records? What's wrong there? Maybe it's the coaching at that point? I don't know. Runner on first, nobody out for Gabe White, 0-1, and he bunts. And that advances the runner, so that's a sacrifice hit for Gabe White. Walt Weiss is now at second base with 1 out. Delino the Shields can score a run with a base hit here, 0-1. Grounds it to short really weakly. He's thrown out easily at first for out number 2. John Kruk is next, 0-1. Grounds it to first. That's an infield single. Oh yeah, John Kruk was not necessarily known for his speed, but he did beat the throw here. So runners on first and third, 2 outs. Kirby Puckett is next. He's the true MVP of this team so far. No count. Yeah, grounded it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused. I'm getting old, man. It's hard to keep track of all of that stuff, you know. Soon you're all gonna need to put me in a home. I'm gonna have dementia. I'm not mocking dementia. That was probably a bad joke. Dementia is a terrible thing. I've seen people afflicted by that, and it is truly a terrible thing. I see. Well, I don't know. Alright, Chris Sabo leads the 4th for the Cards, 1 and 2. Grounds it to... singles it to center. That's a base hit for Sabo. So runner on first, nobody out. Robbie Thompson is next. No count. Tries to bunt, but he misses. Tries to bunt again. And that's a sacrifice it. Runner gets to second base on the play. There's 1 out now. Runner in scoring position for Don Mattingly. No count to him. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first. Runner makes it to third base on the play. Rich Aurelia is next. No count. And that's caught by the first baseman, Ken Terbek. The inning is over. Alright, bottom of the 4th. We need a run here. Alright, Charles Johnson. He's going to get us started with a double here. 2 and 2. And that's it to center, but it's got by Floyd for out number 1. Reuben Rivera is next. 1 and 2 to him. Struck out swinging for out number 2. Ken Terbek is next. Full count. That's a base hit to center. Alright, so Ken Terbek has been having problems getting hits. He's had some home runs, but he's been having problems getting hits other than that. Alright, Jeff King is next. Running on first, 2 outs, 1 and 2. That's it to right, and it falls in for a base hit. Jeff King is also having a really good start to the season, so now we have runners on first and third. There's 2 outs. Walt Weiss is the batter. 1 and 2, and he struck out swinging. Ugh, another wasted opportunity. Oh, from rags to riches, huh? Alright, Aldo Picarilli leads off the 5th. We're still down 1-0. We're still in this. We just need to score runs. 0 and 2, struck out swinging. Goodbye. Take a seat. David Cassidy is next. 1 and 0 to him. Grounds it to second. The Shields with the throw. That's out number 2. Alright, Cliff Floyd is next. 2 outs. No count. Alright, Puckett is after it at center field, and he caught it for out number 3. Nothing for the Cards in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, Gabe White leads it off against David Cassidy. No count. Oh, I think he got it. He sure did. And that's a big no-no. You don't throw at the pitcher, at the opposing pitcher. Oh, that's pretty good. I don't have that with the Expos here. The owner is like all of the worst attributes that you can have, including still breathing air. Alright, runner on first, nobody on. Nobody out. Delino De Shields is next. 1 and 0. Oh, he tries to bunt, but he misses. 2 and 1. Tries to bunt again, and he misses again. That was a terrible pitch to try to bunt, too. Full count. And that's a base hit to left. See, that's why you shouldn't have tried to bunt. So runners on first and second, nobody out. John Kruk is the batter. Come on, buddy. 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. We have bases loaded with nobody out. And who's coming to the plate? That's right. Kirby Bucket. 0-1. That's it to center. That should be cut by Cliff Floyd. It is. That also should score a run. It does. It is a tied game thanks to a sac fly by Kirby Puckett. The other runner makes it to third on the play, so we have a tied game at 1-1, but we are still threatening here with runners on first and third. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Charles Johnson is now the batter. 2-2 to him. Grounds it to the too short. They only get the runner at second base. The other runner scores. It is now 2-1 for the Expos. There's 2 outs, so still a runner on first. Reuben Rivera is next. 1-0. Grounds it to first, and he's out for out number 3. Out number 3. Troisième retrait. There you go. See, you made all of your prospects feel like shit by saying that you had nobody good in there, and now look at you, you're finding some gems. Now they don't want to play for you anymore. Alright, Gabe White still on the mound. Bernard Gilkey leads off inning number 6 for St. Louis. No count. Rounds it to third. The throw to first, and he's out. The first out of the inning, of course. Ray Langford is next, 1-2. Oh, that's a base hit, opposite field base hit right above the shortstop's head. That's the way to do it, man. You always want to be able to kind of cycle through your rookies and be able to get things kind of like a ball rolling as much as possible. Alright, so runner on first, 1 out. Chris Sabo is next, 1-1. Grounds it to the catcher. Oh, we got the lead runner at second base on the play, but that's the only out we get. There's 2 outs now. Still a runner on first now for Robbie Thompson. Full count, and he walks. Alright, so Gabe White here with a little bit of a tougher inning here. Don Mattingly is next. 2 on, 2 outs, full count, and he walks as well. Now Gabe White is almost starting to scare me. Rich Aurelia with the bases loaded and 2 outs, 2-0. Oh dear God, that's a grand slam. Alright, so grand slam for the Cards. It is now 5-2. I still want to finish the inning with Gabe White. Aldo Picorelli is now the batter, 1-2. Struck out swinging. There you go. However, the Cards got a grand slam from Rich Aurelia, and we are now down 5-2. So we have to redo everything. Yeah, sometimes you have to kind of move around that and not get rid of guys that are like ridiculously popular and everything. If everybody is like a national icon or something, it makes it really hard to navigate around that and still get, you know, enough money. Alright, David Cassidy is still on the mound. Kent Terbek is the batter. Bottom of the 6th, we're down 3. 1-2 to Herbeck. Oh, that's it to right, and it's out of here. That's a solo blast for Kent Terbek. We are clawing back a little bit into this one. It is now 5-3 for the Cards. Jeff King is next, 1-0. That's a base hit to center. Oh yeah, the Expos refuse to die. Expos never die. Well, that might be hard to deal with that. Maybe you need to keep them until they retire. Walt Weiss, bottom of the 6th, runner on first, nobody out. Oh, and that's a double play. That's not good. Definitely not what we want to see. Alright, there's 2 outs. I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter now for Gabe White. We're going to say goodbye to him. I think I'm going to go with Jody Reed to face the lefty David Cassidy. Right, 2-2, 2 outs. And that's a base hit for Jody Reed, and that's going to be extra bases all the way to the Budweiser sign on the fence. This is crazy. This is Canada. This is Quebec. Why is there a Budweiser thing on the fence? Can we please not have tap water displayed like that? Oh. Well, yeah, if his speed declines, he might become almost useless. Unless he's still able to get on base. It's always useful to be able to get on base, always. Alright, runner on second base, 2 outs. Delino de Shields is the next batter. Full count. And that's it to left. And that's got there by Ray Langford for out number 3. We did get a run back from the solo blast by Kent Terbek. It is 5-3 for the Cards going into the top of the 7th. I need to bring in a reliever. And I think I'm going to go to Katsumasa Ota. Ota's going to face David Cassidy first. No count to him. That's it to center. Kirby Puckett is there, and he catches it fairly easily for out number 1. Cliff Floyd is next, 1-1. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. That add like a really weird path to the ball. Alright, so runner on first, 1 out. Bernard Gilkey is the batter, no count to him. Cliff Floyd goes, and he's safe. That is stolen base number 3 for him on the season. 1-1. Gilkey pops it to the shortstop. Walt Weiss is there, and that is out number 2. Ray Langford now, runner on second base, 2 outs, 1-2. And the Shields is there, and he catches it for out number 3. Alright, so we keep the deficit to 2 runs. Bottom of the 7th, John Kruk facing David Cassidy, so he is still on the mound, 1-1. Probably not for all that much more longer. He's already above 100 pitches. Right, so flies it to center. Cliff Floyd is there for out number 1. Kirby Puckett now, 2-2. That's it to left. Oh, that's a diving catch, or diving on his butt. But Ray Langford gets to catch it anyway. It is out number 2. Now Charles Johnson is the batter, 0-1. That's it to second, and that's cut by Thompson for out number 3. Nothing to say about the Expos in inning number 7 other than they sucked. Chris Sabo is next. Full count, top of the 8th. That's it. Weakly to center. Kirby Puckett is after it, and he catches it, and that's the first out of the inning. Oh yeah. Robbie Thompson is next, 1-2. Grounds it to third. And he's thrown out for out number 2. Don Mattingly is next. No count to him. And that's gonna fall in front of Kirby Puckett in center field. So runner on first, 2 outs. Rich Aurelia is next. Oh, and we nailed Mattingly at first base. Katsumasa Ota surprised him over there. All right, Mark Clark now on the mound for the Cards. We are going to be batting with Reuben Rivera. Ooh. 1-2 to Reuben Rivera. Struck out swinging. Terbek is next. 1-2. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Now, Jeff King is the batter, 0-1. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. Look at that. Jeff King with the wheels. Alright, so after 2 outs, we got a single, infield single. Now, Walt Weiss is the batter. I do need a run, and Walt Weiss is not exactly a fearsome hitter. We'll go with Polonia or Barbary. Let's go with Polonia. I have a feeling. Alright, Polonia's gonna come in as a pinch hitter. 2 outs, runner on first, no count to Polonia. Grounds it to second. I guess the feeling I had was just that I need to pee. Alright, that's the end of the inning. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring in Brett Barbary to play shortstop. Then I'm going to bring in Michael McLean to pitch. Inning number 9. Alright, top of the 9th. The Cards are still up 2. Rich Aurelia, the hero for the Cards, up to now. I'm bringing in Michael McLean. He's been doing fairly decent for me so far. 2-2. And that's going to be extra bases to right for Rich Aurelia all the way into the corner. That's a crazy amount of walks. You are not playing with 2021 settings, I don't believe. Aldo Picarelli is next. Runner in scoring position. Nobody out. 1-0. And that's a base hit to left. So up to now, McLean had been doing pretty good. But, yeah. Runners on first and third, nobody out. Benito Santiago comes in as a pinch hitter, 1-0. And that's extra base hit to the right, all the way into the corner. Alright, so that scores around, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out for Cliff Floyd. No count to him. We're gonna just walk him. Let's load the bases with nobody out. Nothing more interesting than that anyway. Bernard Gilkey is next. 0-2 to him. That's going to be an infield single. Oh, no, sorry. So we got the lead runner at home for the first out. And then that's it. Everybody else is safe. Ray Langford is next. 0-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Oh, we actually might be able to get out of that. Maybe. Chris Sabo is next. The bases are still loaded. 2 outs. 0-2. Struck out swinging. There you go. Alright. Kurt Chenning comes in a save situation. Brett Barbary is going to be the batter. 1-0. Grounds it to the pitcher, and he is thrown out at first for out number 1. That brings up Delino the Shields. Full count to him. Alright, and that's going to be a double to left for Delino the Shields. So opposite field double for the Shields, and we might be able to do something here. Alright, 1 out for John Kruk now. Full count. And he walks. Alright, 2 runners on, 1 out. Kirby Puckett is the next batter. 1-2. Oh, he struck out swinging. He doesn't strike out very often. That was a terrible time for that to happen. Charles Johnson is next. 3-1 to him. And he walks. We have the bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Reuben Rivera is next. 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. That walks in a run. It is now 6-4 for the Cards. Kurt Schilling here. A little bit in trouble. Yeah, I like to do that too. I like to have the settings progress at the same time as the league. I usually start in 1980 though, when I do fictional. Alright, bases loaded, 2 outs. Ken Terbek is the batter now. 2-0. Oh, that's it to left. Ray Langford is there, and he catches it for out number 3. Looked like we had a shot at coming back in that one, but we just ran out of juice. We lost 6-4 to the Cards in game number 2. Oh, somebody went 5 for 5. Darryl Hamilton playing for the Kansas City Royals. Went 5 for 5 against the Red Sox. That's for sure. It's always super interesting to see that. Alright, let's go ahead and sim until tomorrow. What's going on? What's that news? I've never seen it. Is controversial closer secretly a softie? I've never seen that news, so I'm going to read it. Filed this story under OOTP22. Houston Astros closer John Habian is seen by some as being aloof and a bit of a loner. I'd call him intense. Teammate Steve Finley put it judiciously. Habian's reputation isn't helped by his sometimes contentious relationship with the media, and most reporters would agree that he's not the easiest player to interview, let alone get to know. If he'd agree to talk with you, Habian would probably explain that he puts all of his effort into his performance on the field, and that he's focused on winning a championship, not a popularity contest. So everybody agrees that Habian is, as the old-timers would say, a tough egg, but maybe he isn't as hard-boiled as most folks might think. An inside source recently reported that Habian has been volunteering his time at the Children's Memorial Hospital in Houston. When initially confronted with the story, Habian angrily denied it, but his teammates were unanimous in support of his generous and frankly unexpected gesture. It shows what we always suspected, that his heart is in the right place, said Finlay. He really cares about kids, and that's what counts in the end. Does this signal the emergence of a kinder, gentler Habian? Maybe, maybe not, but don't be surprised if you see him get a few more high fives from his fellow Houston players, and perhaps a few more autograph requests from some of the kids who benefited from his previously secret generosity. So they have to make a news thing for that, for a baseball player. Like, hockey players are always in children's hospitals, spending time with kids, like, all the time. So yeah, there you go. All right. I think they are. I think it's time for you to take over Arizona and sell the farm and just make them tank for a while. They probably feel entitled, like the Montreal Canadian fans of the 70s or something. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for today. So I was going to only do the first 2 games of the series. It is a weeknight, so we haven't really moved the needle in the standings. We're still kind of 4th there, playing only for 500. We're 3 games behind. We can't afford to let it slip too much. I expect for us to be playing a little bit better than 500. I don't think we have a powerhouse of a team. I do think we're a little bit better than we were last year. So maybe kind of replicate the the record that I had in 1993 that you can see on the screen, 87 and 75. That was a pretty decent record back then. Sadly, last year it kind of slipped from there. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for today. As usual, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube and you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time, and good luck, FJ, with the continuation of your fictional league.